Hello everyone, my name is Anna Weatherup. Welcome to week 1 of We're Making a Record. This week, the first week, I'm going to catch up with Kathy from Suitcase Records. We're going to discuss why I'm making vinyl again, track order and how I choose the tracks, vinyl length and the general rules around that. We're going to touch on that this week. And we're going to have a real brief chat about packaging options as well. Hope you enjoy the chat. Let us know in the comments what you want to know about the vinyl making process. And this thing's just going to evolve as we go. Let's have a bit of fun. Okay, hope you enjoy episode 1.
Tell me why you decided to produce vinyl for this album.
I love the whole ritual around music still, even though it's not probably as ritualistic as it used to be now that we have different technologies and ways of accessing music. But I still love the tangible side of making records. I love being able to hold someone's record in my hand. I love the art and the practice of putting it on the player, putting the needle on it, and then sitting down and listening to an album the way it was intended to be listened to. I mean, even a track order for a record, I think, is such an important part of making music if you're making albums.
How do you decide the track order?
I like to do it based on a journey. So when I start to get my, final mixes coming through, that's when I'll put them in some sort of like private playlist, and I'll start the process of working out where songs. I like to take people on a bit of a journey. So I still make music and albums like old school, like listening from start to finish. So I like to kind of balance the track order like a journey, like you're going on some sort of musical journey.
What does that look like in a practical sense? So tell me about, say, the first song that you...
Okay. Well, it depends on the record too. I mean, this new record I have coming out is called Delusional. So you couldn't start that record with a slow ballady song. It has to be boom, straight into the song, Delusional. So that's what I'm doing. Delusional is the first track on the record. And for this record, I thought because of the title and it's a bit more of a rock kind of album, I thought I'd go out of the gate 2 upfront, like banging tracks. And then I dip down into a more of a ballady soft one. And then I kind of let it simmer a little bit in the middle, and then I bring it back up to rock in the end. That's just how, in my head, it's
that's interesting. I don't think I've ever asked an artist before how they choose, actually.
That's a good question, though, because I've never really thought about it myself. I guess I do a lot of live gigs as well, so you're having to do that when you're curating playlists for, especially not so much just the casual, gig at the winery around the corner, but if I'm doing a special event or it's something that needs to be curated properly, I have to think about track orders. I'm always thinking about song orders and where things should go and how they fit.
So the order on your vinyl, would it be the same order that you would do in a live gig?
I reckon for this record, yes. I reckon I've nailed the set for this. Not in previous. I made vinyl. When did we do it? Maybe 2 years ago. My ever first vinyl with you guys. I had to change the track order for that one just because the original record, the studio album anyway, went for a little long. So I had to look at either taking a track out or just redoing it all together, which I ended up doing a live album instead. And that's when I changed the track order for the vinyl that time round. So it just depends on the project. Whereas this one, it fits, thank God, snugly, only just. I need to stop writing such long songs.
That's funny. So how long is it each side?
We're looking at, I think the record in total is 43 minutes, I think. So I think I've just made the cut, haven't I?
Yeah. Push it right to the edge, why don't you?
But I did have to consider that, though, also when making the track order, because I know that am I right, when it's towards the end of the sides, it needs to be kind of a bit more quiet? Is that?
Yeah. So it's funny. One of the funny things about vinyl is it's a physical thing, right? And
so many things you don't consider.
Yeah. So if you think about a physical piece of plastic, where the outside grooves operate differently to the inside grooves.
Yeah, right.
And the inside grooves, I think kind of the extreme edge of that is that if you put a really big banger on that inside groove, it can jump.
Okay.
How we going? But I know your engineer, and he'll nail it.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah,
he's all over.
Yeah. That's William Bowden, if anybody is looking.
King Willie.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. So you're in very good hands there.
Yes. I got a great message from him actually yesterday. It was such a great message. I loved it. He really digs the album, which means a lot as well. So he's so excited to have him on board.
Yeah. Just a quick kind of explanation around length of vinyl, because you're obviously across, but it's possibly one of the most common questions we get asked.
Yeah.
Optimal length per side is 20 minutes per side.
Yep.
But it depends on the kind of music. There's a lot of like with everything, there's a lot of nuance and complexity. It's just worth people knowing we can absolutely cut longer, but everything over that 20 minutes, the trade-off for the additional length is volume. Volume,
right.
So as long as people know that and they accept that, it's just kind of the way it is. It's one of those laws of physics and the universe. That's how it is. So that might be worth,
all these little things, hey, is part of the making.
Yeah. And it's the other thing that I love, reminds me that I'm working with artists, is that sometimes I would suggest, I don't anymore because I've learned my lesson, but artists would come and say, oh, I've got 25 minutes aside.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you could take one song off.
Well, that's what I was looking at doing for the last record. Yeah.
But the reaction is like, I just suggested they could disown one of their children. It's like this, I see it in their face. It's like hurt and confusion. And I don't say that anymore, so I just leave people to know. But it is really important. We do our best.
Yeah.
We've got what we think of amongst the best lacquer cutters in the world, and they are also awesome. But sometimes we're just stuck with this reality that it's a physical creation, whereas I think when everybody got used to doing CDs, that's a digital thing.
Yes,
a lot of that knowledge.
So different.
Yeah.
So going back then to your initial question, why do this? Because of everything that we're talking about now, it's an art form.
Yeah.
There's so much, and that's why I'm really excited to document this process, because there's so many steps that are involved. And it's like a bit of a puzzle at times too. You've got to figure it out, and you're putting everything you have into making this piece of art. So it's another piece of art on top of already making art, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it really does.
That's why I'm excited.
Okay, so can you tell me about your thinking around packaging? Because I'm always, we can provide the options, but I love to hear it from the artist's perspective.
And I love all the options you guys have. I love all the coloured vinyl and the fact that you do gatefold. So there are options, which is so much fun. This is another thing I enjoy just as much. Well, not maybe just as much, but almost as much as making music. I love packaging and
so do I.
things.
I know. Yeah.
This is my last record. So I had a Ukrainian artist do the illustration for me, and then my friend Kristen Jade here in the Hunter did the graphic art side of things. But this is just the single, right? So that what do you call this one? Like this?
That's a 3mm spine jacket.
3mm spine jacket. So simple. The record goes inside. Should be in its little blanket, but it's not at the moment. Whoops. And I also put a booklet in. So I love how it's just compact. It's beautiful to hold. It feels the product is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've actually decided to go, even though I did look at doing the gatefold as well, I'm thinking maybe the gatefold might be nice for like a real special edition, because this is like your ultimate special edition kind of. I've just got whose is this one? You and I.
Yeah.
This is a sample for you and I.
Is that? Yeah.
So I feel like I need to hold off doing, because this one's obviously a little bit more expensive to make as well. So I feel like this, if I'm doing a gatefold down the track, it needs to be more of a special edition, maybe double album. So kind of saving it, maybe.
Yep, I think that makes sense. Worth noting is that you can also do a double album with, if you take your 3mm spine that you had as well, we also offer a 5mm spine jacket.
Great.
It's a bit wider, so you can keep the price down. Fit it down. Yeah, and it fits really nicely. So there's quite a lot of options in that one.
I also had to consider like cost, not for me so much, but just for the music lover who's purchasing my record. I thought I just want to try and keep costs down as much as I can, because I know everyone, I know that buying music is not something we do much anymore.
Yeah.
So, and shipping on top of that. So I was also trying to just maybe per unit keep the cost down as well a little bit. So that's why I've gone that one. But I actually really love this design.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. And you came back for a repress on that one, didn't you? You sold out that one. Yeah.
I did, actually. Yeah.
So that's
again.
yeah. Okay, that sounds great. I love
Yeah.
those too. I think that's perfect.
This is good for meeting one. So let's let's catch up and just take people on a journey. I'd love to maybe next time we meet up, bring Jess Mack, my photographer and friend and musician, in for a chat as well, because she's going to be part of this process as well, like how to make vinyl.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love it. And I also, because we've got a long road to go yet.
We do.
Beginning. So, there's the making it, and then there's sharing it with fans and all that kind of stuff. So
exciting.
Yeah. So perfect. All right. Well, we'll talk next week.
Thanks, Kathy.
All right. See ya.